Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. So I'll just check to see we have enough participants, then we can start in a minute. So we have 36 participants now, so we can start. Once again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the 17th DCI Talking Interoperability webinar. We are thrilled to have you here and appreciate the time you're taking to engage with us. We have interpretation in Spanish, Portuguese, and French. So to select your language, you can click on the more icon on your Zoom screen and then click on interpretation, then you can select your language. Next slide, please. Next slide again. My name is Wanza Mwathani, and I work as a technical advisor with the Digital Convergence Initiative, in short, DCI at GIZ. Next slide, please. And before we dive into today's webinar, I'd like to briefly introduce DCI for those joining us for the first time. So DCI is a joint effort by USP 2030 members and non-members too, governments, development partners, and private sector, collaborating towards creating a harmonized and interoperable digital ecosystem for social protection. So social protections often operate in silos. As a result, their information systems are fragmented and unable to exchange data with other relevant information sources, such as ID systems, civil registration systems, payment systems, and social and beneficiary registries. So the lack of established interoperability standards can lead to this social protection systems being fragmented, then also include redundant efforts, and then they makes them limited for scalability. So the DCI initiative aims to build consensus-based interoperability standards and guidelines for social protection systems, which enable the smooth exchange of data between programs and institutions. It also fosters an ecosystem for innovation by ICT solution providers working in the social protection sectors to build products that are interoperable, easy to use, integratable, and easy to maintain, and easy to scale when required. So interoperability reduces the time and cost of developing solutions at the country or program level by enabling programs and countries to mix and match different components from various suppliers and institutions that are already developed. So this ensures that the systems are future-proof, so they are easy to be updated for future use by design, regardless of the current level of policy and information systems maturity. Next slide, please. So these are the interfaces that currently DCI is working on. The different interfaces are at different stages. So some of them are already released and others are already under committee discussions. So each of these interface has a specific committee with industry experts, social protection experts working in it, just to develop the interoperability standards to link them to the social protection information systems. Next slide, please. So DCI is an open, transparent, and virtual community that welcomes contributions from diverse stakeholders. And this Talking Interoperability is a dialogue series by DCI to facilitate in-depth technical conversations around integrated and interoperable social protection systems across countries. So for each of the webinars in the series, we deep dive into one country level system to share the technicalities of how the agencies have designed their social protection system for interoperability, and to understand how these agencies have tackled the major challenges towards interoperability, and also brainstorm potential solutions to the remaining bottlenecks that they might be having. So in today's webinar, we'll focus on the social welfare information system for the Republic of Macedonia. We have a fantastic lineup of speakers who will share their insights, experiences, and knowledge with us, helping us to deepen our understanding of social protection systems interoperability. And without further ado, we'll get started. I'd like to introduce our moderator for today's webinar, Sarang. And thank you, and have a productive session.
Thanks a lot, Wanza, for the introduction. Can we move on to the next slide, please? We have been doing these webinars quite often now. On our website, dci.org, and on sp.org, we can find all the past recordings. Next slide, please. Just a very brief, quick introduction. My name is Sarang Chaudhary. I am an advisor working with GIZ, focused on digital transformation of social protection systems globally. Next slide, please. So just in terms of agenda, for the next few minutes, we will focus on introduction, introducing the panelists, the discussants. Then for the next 45 minutes or so, our panelists would be presenting, taking us over the case of North Macedonia today. After that, for 30 minutes, we will open up the floor for discussion, and where discussants would jump in and reflect on the remarks presented by our presenters. And in the last half an hour, we will open the floor for everyone who has joined today to do a question and answers round, and then we will close the session. Next slide, please. A few housekeeping rules before we get started. I think we really strongly encourage everyone to ask questions. On your screen, you would see a Q&A icon. If you click on that box, you'll be able to ask questions specifically. We would advise to post all the questions for the panelists and even for the discussants in the Q&A box. If you have any comments, or if you want to share any resources that are relevant to the digital social protection agenda or for today's webinar, you can post them in chat. So just a distinction: Q&A box for question and answer, and then chat to share comments, general comments or resources. As Wanza highlighted earlier, there are simultaneous interpretation available in English, French, Spanish, and Portuguese. So please click on more icon and please join the channel that is most suitable to you. Finally, this session will be recorded, so we just wanted to highlight that. Next slide, please. Quick introductions. We have an excellent panel today. So first of all, I want to thank the team from North Macedonia for agreeing to present this very fascinating case of interoperability and digital transformation. So I'll quickly introduce the presenters. We have 4 presenters joining today, all coming from Ministry of Social Policy, Demographics, and Youth of North Macedonia. So excellent representation from the national government. All of them belong to Social Services Improvement Project. I'll quickly introduce themselves. The project manager, Elizabeta Kunovska, is joining us today. Sanya is joining, who is the procurement manager and assistant project manager. We have Anika, who leads the IT management in the Social Services Improvement Project. And then we have Natasha, who is the delivery system coordinator. So an excellent panel to really bring us on board on what is happening in North Macedonia. Next slide, please. In addition, we have 2 really experienced discussants. We have Ambrish Shahi, Senior Social Protection Specialist, joining from the World Bank We also have Joe Zarur, Digital Social Protection Advisor from the World Food Program. So they would be reflecting on this case and sharing insights and their experiences on the topic today. Next slide, please. With this, I hand over to Elizabeta. Over to you to take us through Social Welfare Information System in Republic of North Macedonia. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for the invitation to present our work. I think that I should share my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen, Elizabeta. Can you put it in the presentation mode?
So it's okay now?
Great, yes. Yes, it's all good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. The Republic of North Macedonia faces significant challenges in terms of poverty and social exclusion. With population of approximately 1.8 million individuals, the country has made significant progress in the reduction of poverty. The poverty level has been decreased from 41% in 2009 to 90% in 2019. Actually, in 2019, we introduced huge social protection and child protection reform, but still we have 400,000 individuals who are living in poverty. And although we have made some progress, significant work remains to be done to reduce the poverty. The Human Capital Index of disappointing of 0.56 reflects the potential productivity of future generations and suggests that there is significant room for improvement in areas like education, healthcare, and overall skills development. This index is important indicator to show us that we are far behind the countries in Europe and Central Asia and need urgent reform in all these sectors. The combination of high unemployment rate and low human capital development creates a circle that extends poverty and social exclusion. Addressing these challenges requires comprehensive policy action, including targeted education and job creation programs, and measures to improve the business environment and economic growth prospects. The landscape of information system in North Macedonia includes various registries and digital platforms that we have developed as a country, a common identification system, which is unique personal identification number, which is essential for tracking individuals across various sectors. The data from central registry is obtained from the Ministry of Interior. Social protection information systems, we are calling systems, not registry, because those systems, we are actually administrating the benefits through the system. We are not registering only the beneficiaries. We have cash benefits management information system. We have so-called Lyricus, which is for administration of the social services and kindergartens. This is also a system where administration of the work in kindergartens is noted, including the outcomes of the children. And finally, we are coming to our integrated beneficiary registry system, which is, we put it that is status live, because in past 3 months, we are testing the system, and actually the payment of the cash benefits is done parallel in both systems to check the development of the systems. We have to put in production this SWIS system from 1st of January. But as I said, we are testing, and until now, the tests show that the developed software is well done. We have other information system which we are using for checking of eligibility criteria in obtaining of the benefits services. This is tax information system, social insurance management information system for the formal sector. This is also done by with help of World Bank. and it is under development. Disability registry, we as a country doesn't have a disability registry, and we are about to establish. And other system which we are using to check the eligibility, as I said, in obtaining of the benefits. I will stop here and I will give floor to my colleague Sanya.
Thank you, Betty. Hello to everyone. My part of presentation will be regarding sharing information to you, to all of you, what we have done in the past in order to be here currently working on the development of the SWIS system. As Betty mentioned, the SWIS system will be integrated system for administration of the cash benefits and social services. From this slide, you can see that we managed in 2011 to put into production 4 big systems. And the first one is the IT system for the Agency for Supervision of Fully Funded Pension Insurance. It is the off-site supervision software. The second one is the system for modernization of the Pension and Disability Fund of North Macedonia. The third one is the custodian system that provides custody of the private pension funds. And the fourth one is the cash benefit management information system. So we are very proud of the cash benefit. We are very proud of the cash benefit management information system that we developed in 2011, because this system provides the basis for development of today's SWIS system. The cash benefit management system, we are using it for the past 14 years. And through this system, we can say that we were the first in the region that developed such a system through which the whole cash benefits are administrated through IT system. So I will speak more about the benefits of this system later. In this slide, there is a missing data about another software that IT system that we developed in 2017. It is the interoperability platform that we developed. That is a service catalog that enables electronic data exchange between 14 institutions. So we developed 74 web services, and this platform that we developed was then overtaken by the Ministry of Information Science, and now it's part of the National Interoperability Platform. For all the systems, from my experience, we can say the development of each system took us about 1.5 to 2 years, starting from the contract, from the date of the contract signing. Before that, we worked for each system on drafting the business processes from 6 months to 1 year. And before that, we provided support for reforming of each of the systems, and it took us about 2 years to make analysis, to draft new laws and adopt the laws. So all these systems are big systems that exchange real-time data with other institutions and are being used by state institutions. And as I said, the development of these systems were followed by deep reform of the systems, and together with development of the IT systems, we purchased hardware for the institutions, the hardware that supports the new system. For example, the software development for the Pension and Disability Fund, the Agency for Supervision of Fully Funded Pension Insurance, and the National Bank of Republic of Macedonia followed the pension and were developed based on the pension and social reform conducted in 2007. With this reform in 2007, the second and the third pension pillar was introduced. Then the CBMIS was developed based on the big social protection reform conducted in 2008. With this reform, The big redesign of the cash benefits was done. The targeting was improved. And for the SWIS, the development of the SWIS is based on the social protection reform conducted in 2019, when we introduced guaranteed minimum assistance. Also, the laws has been changed towards improving the targeting and other benefits to be achieved. I will just shortly share with you the benefits of the CBMIS, the software that we developed in 2011, and that is we are still using this system, and hopefully starting from beginning of 2025, this system will stop working, and we will continue working with the SWIS system. The CBMIS improved the targeting system. The number of social financial allowance beneficiaries has decreased significantly, but the decreasing of the number was because we improved the control, reduced the possible abuses, and also the applicants' costs and their time spent on obtaining documents was reduced significantly, because before the CBMIS, each applicant had to go from one institution to another, collect approximately 10 documents on paper, spend money and time. And now with the CBMIS, they only have to apply with their ID card, and all the other data are collected through the system. Then also the system improved the work of the social welfare centers significantly, because the social workers have more time now to do their social work and to spend less money on administration of the cash benefits. And the huge benefit of the CBMIS was the introduction of the financial management system. Before this system was developed, the payment of the cash benefits was done through post offices. And now with the CBMIS, the payments are done directly to the beneficiary transactional accounts. So also the state reduces the costs paid on bank provisions and postal costs. Betty, if you can just go to the previous slide with all these systems, I just want to mention I just want to mention that now we are working also, except on the SWIS system, we are working on development of 2 other big IT systems that are planned to be put into production 2026. That is the system for the single unified registry system that will provide, with this system we will establish a single centralized registry of social insurance individuals and national registry for persons with disability. And the other system is the system for the Central Disability Certification Coordination Unit, with which we plan to establish unified assessment disability, unified system for disability assessment. Thank you.
As Sanya already mentioned, the benefit of the CBMIS system. This system actually, the rationale for introduction of the SWIS system was in the cash benefit management information system. In all these years, while we were administrating the cash benefits, we find out that there is bottlenecks, there is room for improvement, and need to improve the system. Although we have upgraded a couple of times the system, we find out that it is not possible to upgrade with the social services and public authorizations, with kindergarten. So that's why we decided to develop new system from scratch. So with digitalization of the social services, because we didn't have enough, we had Lyricus, but since it was database, we didn't have all files of social services in the information system. That's why we digitalize all the services, and with migration of the cash benefits in the new system, we will have the all data on one place, and we will start from 1st of January next year to administrate all social services, all cash benefits, and public authorizations. Here are different kind of cash benefits programs, social services, and public authorizations. I put here just to illustrate that main social protection program. I put it here to see the numbers. We are a small country, but we have a huge number of households who are using guaranteed minimum income. And those individuals that are receiving guaranteed minimum income are working able people. So from one side, we have beneficiaries in guaranteed minimum income who are not working and they are capable to work. And from the other side, we have around 10,000 available workspaces. So with this system, one of the biggest benefit is that the social worker will have time to go on the field and to do their real social work. And one of the most important thing is to activate those people who are working in gray economy, because we all know that the level of benefit is not enough to cover all needs of individuals. The new integrated information system is household-centered approach with case management method of work, which was introduced in the reform in 2019. We couldn't work real case management because we didn't have a proper platform for administration, and that's why with this new system, we hope that we will introduce case management in real sense. So the social workers will go on the field, they will assess the needs of the individuals and the family, and they will provide proper benefits and support to the families. We already mentioned that we have we will save time and resources by increased number of data exchange with relevant institutions. We increased the volume of data exchange. We are already exchanging data, but with the new system, we will exchange more necessary data. And we increase the control criteria in exercising and payment of rights and social services. As we couple of times mentioned, the specific objective of the new system is improve transparency and control, then data accuracy. So we will our social providers, which are usually NGOs on private companies, will have access to this system, and they will they will administrate the social services through our system. And with this, we will have all information for households, for individuals on one place. We will have faster and improved communication with the beneficiaries. Of course, if they want all documents that will be generated from the system can be sent to the email or SMS to the beneficiaries. We will have improved targeting and reduced possibility of abuse with automatic control without human factors. We improve the SWIS system with, maybe I can say, complete automatization of the processes and checking of eligibility criteria upon web services which we are obtaining in real time. It is user-friendly. The software is user-friendly and will improve data collection for analysis. So we will have solid database to create policy on our data. I will give floor now to my colleague Anica.
Thank you, Betty. As we mentioned several times, as my colleagues mentioned, the integrated social welfare information system is in its final phase. Next session. In its final phase of implementation, and it's scheduled to go live in January 2025. Designed to streamline social protection processes, SWIS will serve over 380,000 households, encompassing approximately 900,000 individuals. The development of SWIS incorporates modern technologies to ensure efficiency, scalability, and reliability. And the front end is built with Angular and Google technologies in order to have user-friendly interfaces. Then background is developed using .NET in a collaboration with Microsoft. And the database is powered by SQL Server on a Microsoft operating system. The development of the SWIS system followed a structured multi-phased approach. First of all, we established a methodology for preparing a business analysis of all processes within the ministry and its subordinate institutions, like Center for Social Work, Institute for Social Activities, then Institutes for Social Activities, Commission for Licensing of Social Workers, Commission for Licensing Social Service Providers, Social Service Providers, then all licensed social service providers, then Social Inspection Unit within the ministry, and enforcement agents. After establishing the methodology, we conducted a comprehensive business analysis for all processes within the whole institutions, then prepared a technical specification based on a business analysis for developing a software solution, and through a competitive process, selected the most suitable vendor which developed the software application. When the vendor developed the application, we did the training of all employees how to use the application. After that, tested the application and verified the accuracy of the migrated data from the existing CBMIS system. Also, we, as Elizabeta mentioned, digitized paper-based files related to social services and public authorizations and incorporate them into the SWIS application. So at the final test or testing and approving the application was having simultaneously running of the two systems, CBMIS and SWIS application in 4 selected centers for social work. The key features of the new application is that SWIS allows individuals to apply for all cash benefits, social services, and public authorizations through the Center for Social Work. And the application provides easy access and streamlined application processes. SWIS also covers the entire life cycle of the social protection processes, including collecting all the applications, all the requirements for obtaining some cash benefit, social service, or public authorization. Then, according to data exchange with relevant institutions and fetching the relevant data from the institutions responsible for keeping the real data for the applicants, through the system is determining whether individuals are qualified for cash benefit, social service, and public authorization. And after that, SWIS allows managing enrollment decisions, cash benefits, and payments. Also, the system has opportunity to conduct reassessment before the monthly payments. And with that reassessment, we control once again if all the control criteria for obtaining some cash benefits or compensation for social services is okay, then the person and the household can continue with using that beneficiary. What is very important that currently around 70% of the population is registered within the SWIS information system. The social welfare information system is composed of multiple specialized modules. Each one is designed to support distinct processes and ensure the efficient management of social protection services. The first module, archiving module, manages the archiving of documents and data. Then the module for administration of social and child protection handles the processes of approval and management of cash benefits for social child protection, and also programs for social pension for elderly. Then module for administration of social services and public authorization manages the delivery of social services and administration of public authorization. Module for first and second instance appeal procedures is managing the processes of appeals including both first and second instances. Then module for licensing of professional workers and social service providers. The first part for licensing of professional workers is dedicated to the employees in Institute for Social Activities, but the committee for licensing the social service providers is upon Ministry of Social Protection, Democracy and Youth. Then module for overseeing of professional work is also dedicated for Institute for Social Activities. And it ensures quality and compliance of the professional work conducted by social service providers and employees. Then module for inspection of professional work that supports the Department for Inspection into the ministry in monitoring and evaluating professional activities within social services. Then modules for all social service providers that covers the managing and supporting the work of social service providers. Module for payment of cash benefit and social service compensation handles all financial transactions related to cash benefits and all compensations related to social services. And then at the end, statistical module that provide data analytics and reporting tools for generating insight and statistics across the institutions into the system that are users of the system. The SWIS application has been deployed on a newly procured and advanced hardware infrastructure. It was designed to have high performance, reliability and scalability. And this robust hardware equipment ensures that the SWIS application can handle a large volume of data and deliver uninterrupted services to the user. It's very important to mention that the development of the application was made on this newly procured hardware, and that allow us to have a smoothly transition from that testing environment where the application was developed into the production environment where all the users of the application will be connected and will work on the application.
Now I will give the floor to our colleague Natasha to explain about interoperability capacities.
Okay, you hear me? Okay. As my colleagues have previously explained, the new system will enable digitalization of all social protection system in the Republic of North Macedonia. But the very operation of the social welfare centers, individual citizens, and another institution is given on this slide. That is mean each procedure in social welfare center should be started by each one by citizens, applicant, or other institution like a court, school, policy, health institution, etc. Each application starts with triage, and after that it is go to operator. It is completely new role that was introduced now in the new system, having in mind explanation of the professional workers and their experience using the old system, that they were overburdened with the administrative job. That is why we put one role in the system where operator will scan all needed documents and will put in the system all the persons that apply. In this moment, all websites will be called and all data will be taken from the another institution. The next step is maybe it is more important, where the professional workers, depending on the risk and the category of the beneficiary, work with these people, make decision or make assessment, or send the person to the another institution. In this part, professional worker made decision. Now, having this system in place, the professional worker will have more time to do their professional work, to go on the field and to work with beneficiary. After the decision, the next two steps are control of the decision that is made by professional workers. When one decision will be approved by the manager, it is start payment for this decision. Normally, decision is sent to the applicant, to the institution, or to the social service provider. If the applicant during the application agree that the communication with the social welfare center will be made electronically, then the documents, the decision will be sent by email. It is the same with the social service provider because they are part, it's a separate model, but are part of this system. And finally, just another institution still will receive on paper all our outputs. The final part of these activities is the payment to the beneficiary or to the social service provider. It is happen once a month in the same time for all benefits, for all social services, for their personal bank account. Next. It is very important, the process of application, because when we have some person who is applied for some benefit services or a public authorization, have some kind of risk, usually they apply just with ID card. How we did that? Because we made exchange with the information with a lot of institutions. There are a list of a lot of institutions that we exchange the data. This Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Health, and other institutions, but also the employment agency, where we in real time can see whether this employer or not employee, Ministry of the Education, etc. The next slide. As I mentioned previously, we exchange the data in real time, but also, and previously said that usually happened where the operator put the person in the system, but also the professional workers can ask or call web service in each time every day to see what is the new situation or to monitor situation. It is very important for all beneficiary because in this time because they save the time and they save money during collection a lot of documents that are needed for applying for some rights or the services. Next, please. Here you can see the cash management workflow during the big reform of the social protection in 2019. The case management as work was introduced, and the reform was made the family and the people to be focused on this reform. That is mean that the main objective of this reform is the person and all benefits and social services to be tailored to their needs. That is mean in this situation, we have one person who is case manager in the social welfare center, who is responsible for the family and for all members of this family. Doesn't matter whether he's apply for benefits or services or some kind of public authorization. That is mean that we, in this approach, we help to the family to have one case manager who will work with them, but not just case manager. He will be responsible to lead the family through the system and help them easier to overcome the risk, eliminate the risk, or to receive some kind of benefits. The case manager can ask some colleagues to form the team in the social welfare center from different professionals, pedagogy, psychology, in order to help the person. But now we have one person who is responsible and who can help to this family. Next step. This slide show that with the new system, we also support this kind of work of the social welfare center. In respect, as we already said, that one person is responsible for one family. Here in the system, the user profile, we show user profile. That is mean that in each moment we will know who is responsible for which dossier or for which family. Also, what is the roles of the worker in the social welfare and professional worker, the date when he take this role and or stop this role, and everything will be put there. What is very important for the user profiles, each of the user of the system will give handwritten signature that will help all the process to be signed electronically, and also in each steps. And also what is very important, we will save, we will not use paper, or the use of the paper will be minimized. Next. As I previously said, that what is also new in this new system, it is household. Each household, we will have a number that will be given by the system, and each family will have unique number. In this system, when we go to the part of the family, we can see what are the members of the family, when they enter or leave the family, the date, personal data of each of the family, each person in the family. We will see the benefits that they received, when they start, when they stop, and finally we will see the whole family, what are the risks, what kind of benefits all family received, and how money it is cost the state. Very important, it is also the decision-making process, because all the decision or outcoming documents will be prepared in PDF, and they will be signed digitally, and they will have QR code. That is mean just the decision or output documents that will have this QR code will be valid. On this way, we protect not using of the system. Next. Here we show the decision and QR code. Next. And finally, payment of the benefits. We have the same in the previous system, and we use normally the same approach. That is mean that all benefits and all services will be disbursed on the individual bank accounts in the same time. But I would like to say that this practice that is happen in our state, to be paid in the same day for all person. But also the system allowed us to make payment separately. What does it mean? It has helped us very much during the COVID crisis, when, for example, we paid top up or some kind of subsidies for the specific vulnerable group during the months, and on this way we prevent very bad situation on specific group of the person. In the same things will be it is implemented in this system, and normally this kind of payment, it's very important because it is consistent. We have time compensation for the rights and the services, and we will follow this good story. Okay? Thank you, Betty.
With development of the SWIS, we faced several challenges related to data exchange, stakeholder involvement, and system acceptance. Of course, we find way how to overcome these challenges. We face a problem with the data exchange in real time with other institutions, since mainly all institutions have all systems, all platforms. They were not able to adjust their system and to provide us with web services in real time. So we allocated funds from the SSIP project, World Bank project, and conclude tripartite contract with the institution and the company who is maintenance their software to adjust the softwares. So we get the web services and we enable exchange in real time. Also, the challenge was ensuring support, involvement, and commitment from the stakeholders and decision makers. This was overcome with clear communication regarding the support of the stakeholders, early processes involvement, personalized approach, consultations, collaboration, resources allocation, continuous engagement, recognition, and appreciation of their involvement in the process. Other challenge which we faced in regards to the interoperabilities was unifying the operations of future system users who previously followed different procedures prior to the system implementation. we have organized additional training programs and developed standard operating procedures for all users to ensure consistency in processes and principles. We are providing ongoing support through the mentors or consultants who can assist users in adapting the new system. Acceptance of the system by end users. The early involvement in the system in design and development processes were crucial. Since we already mentioned a couple of times that we have worked more than 1 decade to the CBMIS system, and we find out what are the bottlenecks and what are the rooms for improvement. And social workers who are administrating administrator in this system, they help us how to plan and how to develop the system. Future roadmap for extending the system interoperability capacities. It is crucial to have a team to maintain the developed web services for data exchange within the institutions, as they are basis for normal and efficient functioning of the system. And after establishing of CBMIS, after establishing of SWIS system, we will develop web services to be able to submit our output documents to the relevant institutions, such as courts, police, health care facilities, schools, and others. Key benefits, I will not go again in details. We all for a couple of times mentioned what are the key benefits. Maybe one of the things which was not clearly said is that rapid crisis response. So we have data actually, and we are able to use this data for rapid crisis response. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, North Macedonia team, for an excellent presentation. Yeah, a lot of food for thought, and you must see like the interest in the Q&A. There are a lot of questions that people are posting, so we will get to the Q&A round. But let me now invite Ambrish to reflect on what you have presented and share some insights. Over to you, Ambrish. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarang. Thank you, North Macedonia team. Good evening, everyone. Morning, afternoon, depending upon the time zone you're in. And thank you for the very detailed presentation and very informative presentation. And I see, the amount of progress which has been done and the comprehensive system that you have built is great. One interesting thing that I sort of picked up was these different committees which were formed to enable and sort of define the policies on enabling interoperability with different systems. For example, the payment system or the ID systems. So that's a very interesting sort of take on it, and I think there's much to learn. Given the paucity of time, we probably didn't get into the details of how that engagement, but that's a very crucial sort of administrative lens and not so much of a technical lens to ensure and enable interoperability. What I would like to sort of ask you and provoke you for your thoughts is, given the SWIS system, it seems right now the vision is to address the social welfare side of business. But just wanted to provoke your thoughts and invite your comments on, have you actually thought about the overall scope and purpose of this system? And why I bring this point up, because your overall design of your system and approach that you will employ will really sort of get defined by defining the scope and the purpose. And in other words, have you thought about developing other use cases with which this platform will be able to support? and I can cite examples from India. When we, for example, when Government of India, and I was part of the team when we developed the whole national ID, there were few use cases that we thought about, but of course, the ecosystem sort of takes over and a lot of innovations happen. But for us, the scope and the purpose was to provide identity, and the scope was to ensure ubiquitous platform for authentication. So similarly, have you thought about what in future could it be used for other use cases, and have you allowed in the overall interoperable design, have you allowed for it? Let me just stop here, and let me hand over to Joe, our other discussant, and then maybe Sarang, how do you want them to respond now, or
No.
would you want Joe to come in?
Yeah, I think let's have Joe come in, and then they can take note of all the questions, and then we can open the floor. So over to you, Joe. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Ambrish. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. Hi, everyone. Can you see me and hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine and see you.
Wonderful. I echo my colleagues' words on the impressive work that has been done so far. I think to delve into my question, maybe a bit more on the technological bit and pieces. And the reason why I'm asking this question is because we might have people in the audience that are either at the pre-design phase or at the implementation phase, trying to deal with what's going on. My question is the following. If we are to think of how do we think of overcoming interoperability challenges and ensuring at the same time there's data privacy and protection of the individuals? And then with this, I'm going to ask maybe two questions, if I may. The first part, or two parts. Can you share with us what sort of institutional hurdles impede interoperability, in the sense that if we are to, us as a Ministry of Welfare, go and talk to Ministry of Interior and say, we want to exchange, for example, unique digital IDs, and we want to ensure there are deaths, births, and vital statistics being shared. How can we de-risk it for those institutions? Both so that there's trust. This would be my first part. And my second part would be, most of the times there's this multiple sources of truth when we try to create that interoperability framework that you discussed. And it's super impressive that you have, I think, above 70 APIs that are in production at the moment. So given that prevalence of multiple sources, how do you ensure that there is that golden unique record that you can create once you go live with your integrated beneficiary registries in January 2025. So I'm going to stop there because I think these two questions might be of interest to some people to learn from your experience. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
And sorry, Sarang, if I may.
Sorry, go ahead,
Sarang,
Ambrish. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I may add on top of Joe, one of the common challenges that we have seen across, while trying to achieve this interoperability, is the whole data standardization and harmonization exercise. And I think given the number of APIs which are live and integration which has happened, I think the team from North Macedonia can actually share some of the best practices. To how did they actually achieve this aspect of data standardization and harmonization across different databases. And sorry, last one I wanted to ask was on the national interoperability platform. And from the reading of the presentation, I gather that it's a conglomeration of web services, different web services. And just wanted to understand if this national interoperability platform, does it also has some sort of intelligence built into it, different type of microservices trying to do different activities, for example, ensuring quality of data which is being exchanged is maintained. So what is, if there is any intelligence, what sort of intelligence has been built into this particular layer? I'll stop here. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. All great questions and insights. Elizabeta, can I invite you to take some of the questions? If you want, I can also like quickly summarize the questions, like whatever you prefer. If you want to take something on, invite other team members. So over to you.
Okay, we decided that I'm going that
Okay,
the
Annika.
questions are technically, yes, and I'm going to answer the questions, but if I forgot something written here from the questions, you will ask me once again, please.
Yes, yes.
First of all, about the scope and purpose of the system. When we started to design the system, we were carried out to make an integrated systems for cash benefits, social services, and public authorization. Because in the past, there were, as also we mentioned, separate application, one for cash benefits that is still in use into Center for Social Work and the Ministry, and the other Lyricus, which was dedicated for social services. That was a period of time application in use, but at some period in centers, they stopped entering the data for the cases they have for social services. That's why the main intent was to have an integrated system where for one household, we will have all the members of the household and have the information which cash benefits, which social services, and which authorization each member of the household is using, and how much money, what is the cost of each household in the country. That was very important to have data to make social policies in the future, to involve some new programs for social households, and etc. What at this moment we are intending to extend this application is to integrate the application for kindergartners into the system, and we also have a separate application for war veterans. We have a separate application for war veterans. They also have rights beneficiaries that they are using, and we want to integrate that beneficiaries with social protection beneficiaries. That is the first answer. Then about the system of interoperability. That is a platform that is made on a national level. So there is a law for interoperability, and there is a responsible institution for keeping in use the application. That is Ministry of Administration. They developed this application. It is working, it is based to work on web services between the institution. And how it works, all the queries about the secured of the data and secured of the exchange data between institutions passing through that tubes of web services is coordinating by the Ministry of Administration. They are getting on the system all the necessary applications and all the necessary requirements to make this system cover all the requirements that the law for data protection, which is established in the country, all the requirements to be satisfied. So the institutions like Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Social Protection, Democracy and Youth, then Ministry of Education, all the institutions are connected to the system. And if some, for example, we as a ministry want to want to use some data from Ministry of Interior, we conclude contract between Ministry of Interior and send requirements, and in that contract we specify which data we are going to use and what is the purpose that we want to use that data. We are explaining that, write a specific requirement to Ministry of Administration. Ministry of Administration is asking the Ministry of Interior, should I give the Ministry of Social Policy to have connection to your data that you are giving through web services? And if the Ministry of Interior says yes, they should use my web services because we already have a signed contract between us, then they give us a possibility to use that data to use that web service, because in each web service the data that are input and output from the service are predefined, and sometimes one web service should be used by several institutions, because the amount of data that that web service is giving are enough for all the institutions for their systems. So that's why we are not caring about data protection of the exchange data, because the responsible for that is Ministry of Administration. Okay, and about the data standardization and harmonization. For now, the system is built to use only web services, and there are not other choices to use some artificial intelligence or some other types of exchanging the data. And that is not, that project is not under our control, yes.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Anika. Joe had one question on this multiple sources of truth, like 70 different APIs. So how do we ensure that sort of unique identity, that golden identity? And Joe, please come and reframe in case I'm not able to. Like how do we ensure that the sanctity of that that unique identity, since we are interacting with so many APIs within the system?
Because the requirements are through the institutions, that 17 developed web services came common for the institutions that required. So that's why we are counting them as developed web services. Probably some institutions between themselves have more web services only for their purposes developed, but they are not of interest for other institutions.
Excellent, thanks. Ambrish, before I invite you, so to all the North Macedonia team, we have a lot of questions in the chat. So if and there are some basic questions, if you can respond to them. A few minutes later, I will highlight some of those questions as well. So over to you, Ambrish. Thanks.
Thank you, Sarang. So just expanding on the previous question, and let me give an example. So let's say the department, and I think that's what we are trying to sort of ascertain is, how do you determine, or do you have an administrative process to do this? Is, let's say you pull a citizen data from Ministry of Interior, and let's say you pull the same individual's data from tax, and in both instances, let's assume for a second that my name is different. So one with Ministry of Interior, my name is X, and let's say I got married in between, and in the tax registry my name is different, and it's not being reflected the same in Ministry of Interior. So when you pull the data for both same individuals, how do you ascertain that one is unique ID, but then in your system, which data do you sort of supersede? Which data do you consume, or do you have a policy, which a standard operating procedure through which you ensure that the data is validated and verified, and then you put it in your system? I think that's a long way of an example, but if you could just help us understand that.
Okay, all the web services are running on ID number that is unique in the country for each person. So when we try to fetch data from Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Interior is eligible for name, surname, the name of the father, name of the mother of the person, etc., nationality, and etc. Those data that we are receiving from Ministry of Interior are the data that are relevant for that person. From tax office, we are for ID for that person. We are using the ID for that ID number for that person, and from tax office, we are receiving that data for that ID number only about his incomes. So from tax office, we are not trying to catch the data about the name and surname and his address and etc. For now, it's important that tax office is responsible for the incomes for the persons. So
thank you. So just so that we understand, so the tax ID also maintains a linkage with the tax ID and the national ID, right? Just for the listeners and participants.
Because in our country, the tax number is the ID number of the person.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the national ID and the tax ID is essentially the same.
Yes, for the persons, for the citizens, yes.
For the citizens. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the unique ID serves a bigger purpose than just like a general
Yes.
identification.
And all the web services are working on unique ID number of the person.
Excellent. Yeah. Amania. Over to you, Joe.
Thank you. This is very clear. If I may maybe steer the conversation to the notion of an integrated beneficiary registries for a moment. We've seen in some cases that the definition of a Ministry of Social Affairs, for example, of what it means to be a unique single registry or an integrated beneficiary registry sometimes can be different. So within that perspective, my question is, you have presented 4 basic sort of programs from the cash to the child allowance, education, and social security for elderly. So we can assume these are like 4 separately run programs. And your vision is for January 2025 to have an integrated beneficiary registry. Would that mean that these 4 separate programs would be recreated into a view of one single individual that has that linkages to multiple program enrollments? And if so, would that also help you with the eligibility determination and the graduation of individual programs? Thank you very much.
According to the programs for cash benefit, we repeated several times that we already have an application that is administrating all cash benefits. So they are in an old system, And although there are separate programs for social benefits than child protection and social protection for elderly, they are all in the same system. So now the new integrated system that we are making SWIS will all the beneficiaries that are in a current system, we will migrate into the new system SWIS, and there the integration will be made with the social services that person that are using cash benefits are using. And also, if they are using some public authorization, they will be also shown when you type the ID number of one person at one place. You will have the information which cash benefits they are using, which social services they are using, which public authorization the person is using in household where he belongs. So we don't have separate programs for social protection, for child protection. Everything is at one place. But to have easier control of the criteria for obtaining each of these cash benefit, we parameterize this system, and if some criteria will be changed in the future, it will be very easier for us to make a change of one parameter into the system instead of writing into the program and programming the changes of the criteria. For example, if the amount of the income is increased from 5,000 to 6,000, we are not going to enter into the program and write if the amount, the monthly income is 5,000, then do that. But we will change that parameter into the system, and all the criteria will keep the same.
Thanks a lot, Nika. Joe, does that answer your question? Do you have any follow-up? Or
It does. Yes, just a quick follow-up. So in the case that I am receiving a cash benefit and I have a child allowance and I also have an educational program, you would be able to view these linkages of 2 or 3 multiple sort of enrollment in programs. And you would also have the ability to see if there's a graduation before the next re-eligibility.
Yes. And also, for example, if the household is a GMI user, then they are not using child protection benefit, the social worker can start the application to submit those household child beneficiary.
Excellent. I mean, yeah. Now this is a great example of interoperability, like all the systems coming together. And yeah, wearing my moderator hat, but also the digital social protection. And Anika, like, can you reflect on the scalability of this system? We have a sense that it's working well, but with a lot of like services coming together. But is this something that you see like technologically that can be scalable in countries which like much more bigger, massive populations? So just in terms of systems, if you can give us that sense. I know it's difficult because every context is different. But,
yes,
yeah.
we had that in front of us to make web services easier. First, we started for web service for one ID number for one person, and on a monthly reassessment of the rights, we have to invoke the web service multiple 120,000 times for each member of the system. So we worked together with the institutions, and we developed web services to run on a bulk of individual numbers. So we are trying to avoid that bottlenecks that are becoming into the system, but try some ways to make them more efficient.
Thanks. Joe, you want to finish your, and then we can invite Ambrish to.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, just a quick one out of excitement. I'm wondering what's your view on community feedback mechanism or grievance redress mechanism? So when people are complaining about not receiving a benefit or about their information not being up to date, and how would you be able to sort of combine sort of multiple programs, sort of redress and appeal mechanisms? So for instance, if there's an issue with the bank, how do I sort of migrate this issue to the bank and then receive it back and be able to respond to the beneficiary or user? Thank you. I think you're on mute.
Okay,
Anika.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Ambrish. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
there is similar question that is put on the QA, and I will connect both questions. First thing, regarding the bank account, we are also connected with the bank in order to omit a possibility to make mistakes during typing the account. The person just say in which bank they would like to have transfer of money. And after that, our system is connected with the bank, and the bank account of this person is connected with our system. That is one thing. Regarding the appeal, doesn't matter what is the problem. It is given in our law that the person has a right to put appeal, and it is go through social welfare center. The person give this appeal that must be registered in the system. The social welfare center will decide whether they will make decision upon this appeal, or it will be sent to the second level that is put in the ministry. Now it will be sent by the system. When the ministry will receive the appeal, they will make decision, and after that, this decision will be sent to the social welfare center, and finally, the person who is make appeal will receive decision whether it is accepted or not. Regarding the bank accounts that is on the QA, how it is possible each person to open the bank account, we are aware that there is a person who are not able, but that is why the social welfare center put special custody for this person for this purpose, just to open bank account for the person who are not able in this moment, or it is impossible because of some disease or situation.
So, Natasha, just to clarify, so the Social Welfare Center is part of the same ministry, Ministry of Social Policy, or a different ministry?
Same. They are completely separate legal body, but they are under umbrella of Ministry of Social Policy, Demography and Youth.
Okay, great. Thank you. Over to you, Ambrish.
And if I can complement,
sorry, Ambrish. Elizabeta wants to jump in. Okay.
One question, is there other way to pay to beneficiary? In our system, there is no other way except the bank account of the beneficiary. It is not allowed to payment to be done in cash or other way, on mobile phones, or as there is experience in other countries. The only way of payment is bank account of the beneficiary.
Okay, Great, thank you. That's very useful. Over to you, Ambrish.
Thank you, Sarang. Actually, this session is quite interesting, and I, the more I hear, the more I want to inquire. But I understand we are short on time, and just taking extension of what Joe said, what would be interesting to learn is how can citizen access the data, because there are corrections to be made. So essentially, what I also mean is how dynamic how dynamically or how frequently the data is getting updated within the social security ministry, the beneficiary, because you are getting data of name from the Ministry of Interiors, you are getting tax information, and all of these informations are very dynamic in nature, right? Like if I am a girl, I may get married, my last name changes, my salary, I change a job, my salary changes. So how frequently this data is updated through this interoperability platform, and also how can citizen access their data to say or make an appeal that their information is incorrect? I have other questions, but I'll stop here.
Okay, good. No, that's great. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Why, when we reserved it in Center for Social Work, in the Center for Social Work, when a new application is received, then in the process of making a decision, we are fetching the data from all the relevant institutions that are needed for that right to make assessment if the person is eligible for obtaining that right or not. And then the decision is made at the end. If it's positive, there are monthly payments and etc. After receiving some beneficiary, every month we are doing a reassessment of the eligibility of each person, of each household, of their using of that beneficiary. So before the monthly payment will be made, we are fetching data for all the persons we have in our beneficiaries from all the relevant institutions. And if there is a change, for example, in the amount of income from tax office, of changing a name, or some person died for etc., we are recalculating the amount of the beneficiary. So the change data from all the institutions are coming as notification to in front of the social worker that is that is responsible for that household or for that person, and he is doing the assessment upon the data we received from the institutions. In this case, we are not having payments to a person that are not eligible for receiving them, and etc. There are some cases where the institutions are not having the right information, the right data when we are making a decision for the application, or when we are making the reassessment of the amount of the beneficiary. In that cases, we are having the appeals from the persons. But in that cases, we are telling the persons to go to the relevant institutions, have the right informations there, and then in the next fetching the data to receive the real data from them.
Great. So this monthly reassessment itself provide a mechanism to validate and update data. Yeah,
Yes.
that's again very good, exciting, and I mean, at some point I would like to understand the political economy also. That's a question for later, because in countries that I have worked, reassessment does not happen in years, like, So this is fascinating. Anyway, Ambrish, I can give you last one.
The criteria are changing, so we must have
right.
because some beneficiary are the amount of the beneficiary is upon the members of the family. So if one member, one person is still not member of that family, the monthly amount will be decreased.
Absolutely. No. I definitely understand. Okay. Amrish, I can give you last one since you mentioned you have, and then we can move on to question and answer from the audience.
Sure. So just one quick question and one suggestion. One quick question was this monthly reassessment, is it a push or a pull method that you apply? So that's a question. Suggestion is, when I went through your presentation, I saw that one of the things that you're doing is digitally signing the document and then using a QR code, and QR code sort of becomes like a seal of authenticity, which then is digitally sent, and this document is generated multiple times, although it's electronic, but it's still generated multiple times. Just a suggestion, an experience from India, and probably Sarang is also aware of this. The whole concept of digital locker, where you can push all the documents or different authorities can push a document into this cloud repository, and have it digitally signed and sort of gets encrypted, and the resident or the citizen can give an informed consent, electronic consent, so that if not just your ministry but any other ministry wants that document, they can digitally download it. So that's just a suggestion. I think it's already in the works. I just wanted to highlight that. Thank you so much, Sarang and team from North Macedonia. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Amrish. Excellent reflection. So so just very quickly, Anika, do
Okay,
we use the
quickly.
push or pull mechanism? Yeah.
Now we are pushing. With pushing, we started the web services, but our intention is to make them start it automatically on each day, for example, 25th of each month at 8 o'clock at night, to go in a circle, so all web services with institutions. The first months we are going with manually pushing the button to fetch the data from the institutions, but in future we are going to make them as a procedures strictly defined into the system.
Great, excellent. Now, so very quickly, we have one question in the chat. So, asked by Francesco. So it seems like there are two different systems. So one system or service that focuses on application, like registering the beneficiaries, and then the appeal process, the case management, CBMIS, is a different system. So any reflection on are these, first of all, these two different systems, and why was the decision taken to have these two separate interoperable systems rather than having a one standard system that allows to the application and the case management, the grievance or the appeal? So any quick reflection on that, Anika? Why this decision was taken?
We have just one system. That is mean the social services, public authorization, and cash benefits will be administered through one system. We have different modules. That is mean that case management will be applied and used when someone apply for social services and public authorization. A completely new module is for the cash benefits. But we have one system, we have one family. The main basic entity in the system is family, a household, and then that is mean the household must be the same. Doesn't matter. It is in the services, in the cash benefits or public authorization, and the case manager, the authority in social welfare center, when go to this module of the households, can see what kind of services receive in the moment or used to receive, and about each members of this family, or also who is the member of this family now and who used to be previously.
Great. Thank you, Natasha. So yeah, so it's essentially an integrated system with different
Yeah.
modules.
Yes.
So okay, so thanks for that clarification. There is one question on a couple of questions by Tatiana on the target groups. Like, does the system allow us to enroll like services for victims of violence? And
Yes.
if yes, how is their data protected? And similarly, like, how are we dealing with the data of persons with disabilities? Like, you know, in some instances, people might not know that they are eligible, you know, like with certain disabilities. So how are we managing these two target groups?
All the people in the RICS who should be administered through Social Welfare Center will be part of the system. That is mean also the victims of violence will be part of this system. All the data, doesn't matter on which kind of the risk is person, are very sensitive, and they will be protected because just the people who is responsible for this family and team from the Social Welfare Center can go through all these data. That is about the victim of violence. I would like to emphasize that with this system, the action of the Social Welfare Center and another institution, in these cases, will be much better, much easier and faster, because we connect our system with the policy, with the court, and in the real time, at once the responsible person from Social Welfare Center will receive the data about the person. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Will receive the whether this person has weapon, about all his or her history in the court, what is their past. That is mean that the victims will be protected easily and on the right way. Regarding the person with disability, as my colleagues previously said, we are also in the second reform when now for 1 year, we will have a register for the people with disability. That is mean this software is in preparation and will be in production 2026. We have completely different approach than now. Now we have commission that are in the health institution. We are connected with this commission. We fetch the data about disability, but then we will have just one commission regarding all the person with disability, and we will have all the data on one place.
Excellent. Thank you. So there is one question on the workflow. So in the system workflow, there was a role called operator, which is something that we often don't see. Is this an IT person? Like, if you can talk about like who is the operator, what's the role they have in the system?
An operator, it is new role in the system. They are the person that already are employed in the Social Welfare Center. They are not IT person. They are usually person with secondary education. And how to say, in the same time, we will find the job for this person. On the another side, the social worker or the professional worker will be now they are overburdened. Then this administrative job will be given the people with the secondary education to scan, put all the data in the system.
Got it. Yeah. So it's essentially a data person who does data entry and provides support administratively.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. So now there is I don't know, I should say $1 billion or $1 trillion question in the chat, which is about the use of artificial intelligence. Like, yeah. So are there any plans of implementing any AI services to even further automate some of the processes? Are there any discussions on that? Any reflection on that would be very useful.
Very good. Okay, right. Sure.
Yeah, go ahead. This is for everyone. Like anyone can jump in here.
First of all, we are very excited to start with the system. We are challenged to have a stabilized system in a short period of time in the future. And after that, we are going to think about implementing some intelligences more.
Okay, good.
My perspective.
Excellent answer, Amania. We should yeah, let the technology evolve, let the intelligence evolve, and then we can.
We want to stabilize this system, make be sure that everything is working correctly, all the data we are receiving are correct, having right decisions for right persons, and after that we are going to then to integrate with the system in the near future, as I mentioned, kindergartens and Second World War warriors. And after that we can think and talk about this.
Yeah, no. I think that's an excellent answer, Anika. So I think we have answered all the questions in Q&A. Anyone from the audience, if you have any other question you want to type in, please go ahead. In case someone wants to unmute themselves and ask a question to the North Macedonia team, would be good. I will also try to bring back Joe and Ambrish if any like last reflections before we close. But I'm like truly inspired by the presentation today, and you know the amount of work that has gone into setting up these systems, making them interoperable. So it's a country case which more countries, especially in the developing world, can learn from. So anyone else with some reflection, question or anything? Okay, so I think we feel very happy and satiated, it seems. I really want to give a big shout out to also our friends and colleagues from socialprotection.org for hosting this webinar. They have been helping us hosting these interoperability webinars. It's an excellent team which works behind the doors. So a big shout out to them. And a big thanks to North Macedonia team. Again, like we are really inspired and grateful for you coming and sharing this. Also, like can't be more thankful to Ambrish and Joe. Like excellent questions, reflections, bringing in both like a multilateral perspective, but also a perspective that you have working in your respective countries and regions. So I think that's always very useful. So I am confident that we're taking a lot away from this. And yeah, before we close, so we just want to highlight that our next interoperability event is on March 18th. It's the same time. We still don't know which country is going to be, but you will receive information on that, you know, like in the next couple of months, probably early February. Next slide, please. And yeah, I'm like digital convergence initiative, as Wanza highlighted earlier, it's a lot of partners coming together, trying to bridge knowledge gaps on digital social protection, interoperability. So please help us support this initiative. Please reach out to us if you want to participate. Help us spread awareness, help us understand like the standards and adoption, share feedback. I think that's always very welcomed. There are many ways you can participate. You can share materials that you have. You can help us review the outputs and knowledge products that we are working on, engage in discussions and workshops, submit your standards to DCI so that we can build consensus through DCI standard committees, and essentially join these standard committees which are leading the work on different registries and standardizing these standards across different beneficiary registries, essentially. Next slide, please. Finally, like this is where you can connect with us. spdci.org is our website. We have presence on LinkedIn, X, Instagram, everywhere we can think of. Again, like you can contact us at contact@spdci.org. And yeah, once again, a big shout out and thanks to our friends and colleagues from sp.org for hosting this webinar. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. And we hope wherever you are, a wonderful good afternoon, good evening, and have a excellent rest of the week. So take care and see you soon in the next webinar. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.